Hi everyone, this is just going to be a review of how to use the split command to split our time into minutes and seconds, and then add them back together for the total number of seconds for this race. To start, I don't currently need the names of the horses, so I'm going to hide these columns by clicking in the capital B at the top of column B to start. I'll hold Shift and click in F, so I've selected all of those, and then I'm going to right click and choose Hide Columns B through F. If you have a single button mouse, you might need to control click. So this is a lot more manageable looking. Now, in column J here, we're going to split the time, and the way the split command works, it splits everything that's left of the split character and everything that's right of the split character. So what we're going to type is equals, like we would for any formula. Notice when I hit the open parentheses, I get a little bit of an example of how to use the command. If I close that, I see a question mark here, which means I've turned off the help. I can turn it back on by clicking on the question mark. So any command we use, if you want to read more about how it works, you can turn on the help by clicking the question mark and click on Learn More to read more detailed information about the command. This text we're going to split will be what's contained in G2. Now, when I click on G2, notice that the G2 it types for me is yellow, and it's highlighted that cell yellow so it matches. That's what we're splitting. That's the first argument. After the comma, we need quotations. Make sure they're double quote. And our split character is colon, close quotation marks, and close the parentheses. Since there were two halves here, one on each side of the colon, we have two values that were unpacked. In this column, we're going to record the number of seconds to finish the race. We're going to use a formula again. It equals the cell that's two cells to the left, which in this case is J2. I click on that, or I can type J2, whichever you prefer. I like to click on the cell because I know what I'm referring to more clearly that way. Times is Shift 8 to get the asterisk or star. 60, since I know there's 60 seconds in a minute, and this was the number of minutes to complete the race. Complete minutes. We still need to add the partial minutes, which is this column of seconds, which will always be less than 60. We hit enter, and it's 157 seconds. Now I can highlight these cells that are working the way I want them to. Click in J2, hold Shift, click in L2, and now I can move my cursor until it's on the little blue box. I get a black cross, and I drag it down for all the values that we want to apply that formula to. We notice that there's a problem here. There were two colons, so it tried to unpack into several values. It wasn't allowed to do that because we had another formula occupying this location. So let's see what we can do. Come into this value, and to fix that, well, AM doesn't need to be there. And here we're making a judgment call. There could be some ethics involved, depending on the nature of the research we're doing. I think this is 2 minutes, 4 seconds, and 6/100ths of a second. I can fix that and it'll fix the data there. So I see a data point. Looks like a relatively slow time for the horse that year, but still the winner. To adjust the width of a column to fit the widest thing in the column, I can double click the right edge whenever I see that left-right pointing arrow, and it will adjust the width to show correctly. These values of minutes and seconds that we calculated were just an intermediate step to get the total seconds, so we can hide them. Remember, I click in J, hold Shift and click in K, then I can either click this down arrow and choose Hide Columns, or I can right click if I have a way to right click or control click. So I hope that's helpful. That was a review of how to use the split command to split on the colon.